and 4. The battle is on. It's going to be too close to call side by side. Wong Do gets it. Oh, we got contact. We got flips. We got big wrecks here going back to the front because we're racing back to the line.
William Page with the victory.
Looking for second here.
Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're gonna be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's gonna be a drag race to the line. Tom Musa gets it.
Tom Musa, where did he come from?
Boyer trying to close the gap. He's gonna get to the bumper. Oh, just barely did not make it. And coming off of turn 4, Jeff Sikenis is gonna win it at Dover.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the All-Star Racing Cup Series here from Thunder Valley, the Bristol Motor Speedway. This, of course, your All-Star Racing Cup Series race preview presented by our friends at CirclePointDiecast.com. Use code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. I'm Joe, and joining me in the booth tonight, the distinguished Tommy Bordeaux. Tommy, welcome to Bristol.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another phenomenal event here in the All-Star Racing Cup Series. I'll tell you what, this place, don't they call it the world's fastest half mile? Sure looks that way, because I'm telling you, these cars are zipping around these high banks at a very high rate of speed.
They are zipping around here tonight, Tommy. It's going to be a fantastic race. 150 laps on the docket. Going to divide that up into 3 stages. Stage 1 coming to a conclusion on lap 35. Stage 2 at lap 75. And, of course, all the way to 150 laps here tonight from the Bristol Motor Speedway. 70-degree weather, picturesque day, Chamber of Commerce day, as it always is. It's funny how that works here, All-Star Racing. But, Tommy, it's going to be a fantastic race here tonight, and I'm really thankful that JTN fans are going to witness it with us, and hopefully we have a good time.
Well, sure thing. You might think, oh man, 150 laps, that's going to be a long way. Well, with lap times around 15 seconds, it shouldn't be too bad. And then, considering those lap times, how about a run through your starting lineup real quick here? That's right. It's he's familiar to the top of the boards here in the All-Star Racing League. You saw him win last week at Richmond. Todd Wilson up there in the 11. He leads our field to green with Nick Curry to his outside. Those two, no strangers to each other, towards the front of the field. ASR Hutt and Jeremy Menifee make up row number 2, with Tyler Hunter and Billy W.E. making up row number 3. Ryan Johnson, the 68 car, new name at least for me, Joseph Landy Pavlon there to his outside. That's row number 4. GA98, row number 5, alongside Randy Waugh. Slingshot, Solomon, Postal, DC88, Slowpoke, and Mike Ireland make up your field of 16 tonight. A good field here at Bristol.
You absolutely flew through that. I had no time to think or comprehend. It's going to be a fantastic race here tonight. Of course, also an elimination race, Tommy. A lot of guys have their season on the line here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Now, one guy, of course, locked in due to his win last week was Todd Wilson, our pole sitter, but everyone else is still vying for those spots, Joe. And I'll tell you what, some drivers had kind of a bad week last week at Richmond. They could really use a bounce back here tonight. Hud being one of them. So far, looking good with a third-place starting position. We'll see if he can finish up there as well.
Hud 9 to the good, as well as Jeremy Menifee, who did not start last week, being only 8 points to the good, which sounds like a lot, but not a lot. Slingshot right now, -6, first driver out of it.
Slingshot's had a pretty tough go of it here in the playoffs thus far. I'm sure he's going to be wanting a nice race tonight to turn things around. It's been difficult for that Pontiac crew, but I have faith in them.
You always have faith in the Pontiacs.
Of course I do.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's a command to fire up these 16 race cars. And we'll get the green flag momentarily. A really quick pacing session here at Bristol. You're barely going to get up to pace speed by the time you get to the start-finish line. Again, folks, going to be a fantastic race here tonight from Thunder Valley. Todd Wilson starts on the pole, right where he finished last week. Down and away we go. Green flag. We're underway here from Bristol, and already a big crash on the front straightaway.
Well, we might get a reset here. You know, we saw that last week at Richmond, and
There it
indeed
is.
we do.
Try again.
Drivers, to your cars.
You want me to ask the cliche?
Sure, go for it.
Well, Tommy, you're all amped up for the start of the race. You get the start of the race, now you got to restart. What's it like for the driver?
It ain't nothing, let me tell you. As long as you're one of those guys that wasn't involved, you know, you're focused forward. There's the command once again. No problem, Joe. No problem up here.
No problem.
That being said, it would be worth it to mention that if you were not involved in that first incident there for the reset, and then all of a sudden get involved on the second one, that could be a little bit of a heartbreaker, but shouldn't be too big of an issue here. Once again, through turns 4 right now, a quick green, and away we go back again here at Bristol.
Wilson out to a 2-car length lead over Nicholas Curry. Field single file coming down the back straightaway. Everyone tiptoeing around here early on the cold tires.
Yeah, a little bit cleaner so far this time by. Looks right here. Just kind of getting strung out a little bit. Everyone's selling in their groove. It's a groove that you have to get into here at Bristol because you have to be able to hit your marks lap in and lap out. You can't lose concentration. There's just no room for that around here.
And with the stages here tonight, how is that going to kind of affect that momentum, that rhythm that these drivers will get in?
Well, it's going to break up your rhythm, Joe. Certainly having a stoppage of the race like that. And I'm sure at some point or another we're going to get stoppages due to caution, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But if we kind of go green for a long way, then all of a sudden a stop, that could really kind of throw you off a little bit. You're going to have to get back into it once you restart the race.
Already noticing the 11 of Todd Wilson really smoking the tires on corner entry. Did you notice that last time down into 1?
Yeah, you've got to be careful with that because, you know, I think Bristol's one of these tracks where, and I do this, and I'm sure other drivers do as well, you kind of diamond the corner and you really set it in hard. But that's a little bit cautionary just because, you know, if you're shooting it in there hard, we got our first caution of the night here officially.
Slingshot around on the back straightaway. Get a replay here with the 12. I send it in just a little too deep, get up in the loose stuff, overcorrects it back to the right, hard contact with the outside wall. Slowpoke also making some contact in that 8. Nonetheless, though, looks like Slingshot able to drive away and should be A-OK on that number 12.
I sure hope so. You know, he has needed a good run here these past couple races in the playoffs, especially this one when it comes down to it. Hopefully they could turn things around, not in that sense, but turn things around more from the metaphorical sense.
Wow, Tommy, openly rooting for someone to spin out. All a new all-time low for you.
Nonsense. Already won retirement from the race. It's the 6-car Billy WB. Started this race, Joe. How's this point situation looking?
Started this race, came in 21 points to the cutoff, so...
All right, so he is basically already locked in, so good for that team at least. I don't know how stage points are going to work out specifically, but they still should be comfortable.
Comfortable, but still going to be a little worried here until, really, I think Slingshot's the only one entered in this race that's on the outside looking in the playoffs, so they're just going to be watching that 12 car all night long.
Well, all right. So there's definitely the storyline to follow.
Don't forget, too, these guys, they're battling to get some more playoff points with the victory here tonight. We know these guys, you know, the Todd Wilsons, Nicholas Currys, Jeremy Menefees, Tyler Hunter won the All-Star race earlier this year and has shown a lot of speed all season long. Those guys already have some playoff points, but definitely going to want to collect some more here tonight if they can to, you know, boost their chances of continuing to move on, because it gets harder and harder to advance as we move throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, it does, and any kind of points cushion you can give yourself on the way into a round helps in case you have a bad race moving on in those 3 races. They can really give you that cushion in case things go wrong. And so oftentimes they do in such a high pressure, high intensity situation here with the playoff format.
That was a little slip up there, huh?
Yeah.
So Wilson still leads, has led every lap tonight. We'll go back green flag racing next time by Nicholas Curry, Jeremy Menifee, Hud, and Tyler Hunter, your top 5. Sound good to you, Tommy?
Sounds good to me. Want to give a quick shout out to Bristol the dog, our producer, here at the track of his namesake.
I mean, they named this track after him. I mean,
Right. The track which is named after Bristol the dog. Correct, yes.
yep. Exactly. Track built in, before either of us were born. Or Bristol. Whatever. Todd Wilson back with control. We're back underway here. Green flag on lap 11 of 150.
These single file restarts here are going to help us as far as getting going here, getting these drivers back in rhythm on green, but it's going to be difficult to pass. That being said, Nick Curry in that 2-car right on the bumper of Todd Wilson so far as we're green once again. As I say that, looks like we're yellow once again out on the circuit here at Bristol. Oh, man, we have problems in the front straightaway, and our leaders are involved in it. Oh my goodness, Joe, that could have some implications. Todd Wilson involved in that. Probably not his fault, but wow.
It's a log jam down there, huh?
Now, the definition of one. Menifee kind of got involved there as Wilson was checking up for the accident ahead. Wilson, he's got... Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say, caused that incident. Something on the right front of the 21 goes out. He hard into that outside wall. Even flips over on his roof, 98. Greg Artlip also involved.
Yeah, that's some heavy damage to that 21 car there of Wah. And he didn't get the worst of it, though, even though he has all that damage, because 2 drivers having to retire from that wreck. Like you mentioned, the 98, as well as the 7 of Postal. Difficult race for Postal. It has been not just this week, but last as well. So already some fireworks here at Bristol in the final race of this first round, including our leader, Todd Wilson.
Silly goofy mood there, Tommy. Silly goofy mood.
Well, Joe, this is the final race of the first round here for the ASR Cup Series. But what about the following races here? What is round 2? It mirrors the real-life NASCAR playoffs, doesn't it?
It does, and next week we will be out in Sin City in Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the first race of the second round right here on JTN with the All-Star Racing Cup Series coverage beginning then at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. That, of course, part of our upcoming races presented by TWB Technologies. Together, we are better, always better when you're tuning in here on JTN during the week or on the weekend, watching some of the best in all of sim racing. Go at it. Tomorrow night, Bomb Squad Cup Series action from the Lowe's Motor Speedway, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time there. And then a bunch of great races also upcoming next week. We already talked about it. Right, race 1, second round of the playoffs for All-Star Racing. And then the Bomb Squad Cup Series the night after from Texas. Talladega on October the 20th for All-Star Racing. And October the 21st, Kansas Speedway. So, for Bomb Squad Racing. So, again, a bunch of great races coming up here on JTN. You're not going to want to miss it. And Tommy, how can you not miss any of the races here on JTN?
Well, one easy way is to subscribe to this channel. Let me tell you, you'll get all the races here coming up on your feed. Both the live streams, you'll get alerts for those, as well as watching any of the past broadcasts. You won't miss a beat if you subscribe to JTN here on YouTube. We're at 708 subscribers. Less than 300 away from 1,000. That's pretty exciting.
It is pretty exciting.
Why don't you give this great live stream, a like too. I know YouTube loves that. So if you're enjoying it, pop a like on there. We appreciate it up here in the booth. Also, let me say that Randy Wallet 21 has indeed retired. Unfortunately, that damage too critical for that team to repair and come back out on the racetrack as the pace car lights are off, and we're going to go green once again shortly here.
Todd Wilson will have control. Nick Curry in second. Now in third, it's the 048. Solomon. Dave Chen there in the 88 in fourth. And rounding out your top five is going to be Hud in that 4. Gnarly looking Busch Ford Mustang. Pace car is off. Todd Wilson with control. Back down and away we go. Green flag once again from Bristol.
Well, all right. We're almost 20 laps into this thing, and Todd Wilson so far in the green running that we have has really showed his strength. Got a little loose off of 2 right there. In qualifying, the times between him and second place, Nick Curry, were very, very close, down to the 100ths of a second category. So don't think that Todd Wilson's going to run away with this like he did at Richmond. Nick Curry's definitely got some speed in that 2 machine this weekend. And we'll see if he has what it takes to catch up to him and maybe make a move for the lead.
Further on back, Dave Chen in that 88. He goes on by Solomon. Hud gonna go for a spin though in turns 3 and 4. He's around. Caution is out. You saw it live. Here's a replay.
Boy, luckily everyone seemed to do a really good job of avoiding that, not to make it a worse incident than it was. That's a tough part of the track, to be sideways across the racing surface.
Definitely. It's hard to adjust your car with all the banking there and the speeds that you're going around the Bristol Motor Speedway. I would say a short track Saturday night, Tommy, but I think it's Wednesday.
Yeah, it is Wednesday, middle of the week. Hump day, as they call it. Just trying to get over.
Finish out the week strong.
You bet. Joe, we were talking before the broadcast about some numbers you've got up on the ticker there, and I'm seeing a couple of them up there. They look pretty good. Well done to you for getting that job done. The whole graphics department, and the program department, they did a wonderful job getting this a little more like personal touch out here.
Yeah, still trying to work through some of the kinks. I know some of those numbers aren't coming up displaying correctly. See a couple on your screen right now, like the 7 of Postal, the 6 of Philly WB. Those numbers should be in there, if they're correct, but they're not. That's why we got the generic font for you. Remember, if you are a sim racer here on JTN, you're with your league, you can email us at JoeTowNetwork@gmail.com. Send us in a copy of your number file so we can add it to our little collection. And then you'll have your actual race number displayed on our ticker. And, it's just a little extra pizzazz for you. It makes us here at JTN a little extra special, I think. I mean, not to toot our own horns, but we're pretty good.
Well, it certainly looks good, and I'm sure these drivers appreciate it. And the fans watching at home do as well. Definitely makes their favorite driver, their favorite car stand out a little bit more.
And remember, the drivers with the yellow box around their number are part of the playoffs. It's a very small yellow box, but you can kind of see it.
I can see it. You can definitely see you can tell definitely the people that don't have it on there. Of course, some of them maybe don't have their custom number in there yet. Either way,
I think it looks great.
Helpful little indicator there.
Appreciate y'all tuning in here. We're gonna go back green flag racing on lap 27 of 150. Reminder: stage 1 will conclude at the end of lap 35. Then we'll re-rack them and go for stage 2.
Boy, if Todd Wilson could hold on for those last, about 8 or 9 laps till the end of the stage, that's going to be his 3rd stage win in a row. 4 if you count the final stage, I suppose, of last week's race at Richmond as a third stage. So for that 11 team, they're firing on all cylinders. That's the way to be, especially at this time in the season. Pace car is off. Here we come. Back to green flag racing here at Bristol.
Wilson again gets a good restart, about a car length over Curry. That's about as comfortable as a lead as he's really loose off the corner. About as comfortable as of a lead as you can get here at Bristol, but Curry tries to chase him down through 3 and 4.
Yeah, you know, seeing how loose Wilson's thing, I'm sure Curry's taking note of that. Seeing that, especially off of turn 2, as you can see right there, that 11 getting its rear end kicked out a little bit, gonna kind of shave off some of that momentum that he would have otherwise had exiting the corner. And possibly an opportunity there for Curry to make up some ground and make a move for this lead here.
With how loose that 11 is, how confident are you trying to get to the inside of him coming off turn 2? Because I would be terrified to try to make the pass in that set of corners.
Well, I mean, I think it's actually more of an advantage. You know, if you can put yourself down there and you know he has an unstable car, well, ideally he's going to have to back out or change his line or do something different because he can't keep continuing to do that, especially if he has a car right next to him. Here we come on some lap traffic here. That's HUD up ahead in that 4 car.
Looks like he spun out last time by all by himself.
So we'll see how that factors into this. Closing laps of stage number 1 here.
There's no incentive right now for Wilson to kind of push to put that 4-car lap down, so interesting to see if he's just kind of focusing on keeping that 2 of Curry behind him. Would think he's obviously going to try to run away from that 2 car, but you never know. Maybe cuts to the 4 of HUD a little bit of a break here. Also starting to see that 11 take a higher arc on Meg. Kind of trying to help that loose feeling too to go on the stage.
I can definitely notice that different line like you talked about there, Joe. It seems like he's up in a little bit. He's not fishtailing quite like he was, but we'll see if he can hang on for 4 more corners. This time by 1 lap to go in stage 1. Curry looked to the inside, but wasn't close enough.
Going through 3 and 4 one more time. Todd Wilson going to come off the corner, and he will win stage number 1. We'll get to talk to him after pit stops.
Well, for Todd Wilson fans out there, what you saw last week at Richmond was definitely it was domination. Led all but 1 lap, and so far tonight he's done the same thing. He's led all the laps thus far, and now with his victory in stage number 1, things don't seem to be slowing down at all, both metaphorically and physically, for this 11 team.
Yeah, and talking about keeping that momentum up as we enter the playoffs. That's what this 11 team really needs and wants to do. All these drivers really want to hold their momentum up. Looks like he's not going to come down the pit lane. Looks like we do have a modified pit road here, so 11 and Wilson gonna stay out. Tommy, why don't we try to dial him up?
Sure thing, Joe. Let's see if we can't get him in here. And here he is, the winner of stage 1. Once again, it's the 11 of Todd Wilson. Todd, congratulations. If you want to count the final segment there of last week's race, that's 4 stage wins in a row for this 11 team. How does that feel?
Well, it almost was a 4th win there because we had a pretty wild, perilous moment right there coming back to take a caution. But I've got a little bit of damage, but I think I'm going to try and pit here soon and maybe try and get it fixed.
What's the strategy outlook right now for you, Todd? We know you can go to the end of stage 2 on the tank of fuel. Are you guys going to try to wait until then to come back down and fix the damage? Are you going to... I guess I don't want you to give all your secrets away, but I kind of do.
Oh, I'll answer it, yeah. We're going to probably stay out this next stage and then, take our chances and repair it at the end of stage 2. Track position is key here at this track, and I just don't want to get mired back in the back of the pack and get more damage. So we'll stay out until the end of stage 2 and see what happens.
Well, sounds good. Stay out. Try to stay up front. Keep your track position, Todd. Thanks for talking with us. Now go, get your head back in the game. Go try to win stage 2.
Hey, we'll try. Thanks, guys.
Todd Wilson definitely on a roll right now. You heard, gonna try and stay out here in stage number 2, keep that track position. We've mentioned it before at other races and other leagues, how important track position can be, and he's right about Bristol, Joe. You want to be up front, even at the expense of old tires sometimes. Maybe not every time, but in this situation where it seems like there's not many more takers on pit road, definitely a good decision here for the 11 team.
Just keep your track position, keep your car, keep your driver out front. That's what you want to do as group chief. There's some good calls being made on top of the pit box of that 11, as well as the 2 of Curry and the 88, Dave Chin. Tyler Hunter also stayed out there, so top 4 staying out. Can't recall if the 8 came down or did not. Try to get a fact check on that one, as we're going to go back. Green flag racing, lap 42 over 150.
Taking a look here, Joe. Looks like that 8 car of Slowpoke did come down the pit road. So he is the first car with fresh tires.
Now we know what to watch for here on this run. Pace car is off. Todd Wilson with control here on the restart. Back down and away we go. Green flag once again from Bristol to start stage 2.
Well, if Todd Wilson was having a loose condition earlier, I'm sure these cold heat cycle tires are going to be a little bit more of an issue as well. So far, clean through 1 and 2 for him. But Curry's hungry right behind him. I'm sure he wants to track him down and take advantage of this.
Big moment for that 88 Cadillac. Last time by, Dave Chin got really loose here off of turn number 2. This time does a little better job.
You heard during that interview, too, after stage 1, that 11 team, a little bit of damage on that car that they are aware of. Trying to hold off to fix that at the end of stage 2, take their chances with that. A really low exit out of 2 this time. Looks like we're under caution once again.
Our contact down in turns number 3 and 4. 048 of Herbert Solomon going around. Makes some contact with the outside wall. HUD nowhere to go, runs into him.
Yeah, tough break for HUD right there. Really nowhere to go. Happened right in front of him, and just the way that Solomon spun was pretty much all across the racetrack wherever he could go, if he could go anywhere. So tough break there, but also kind of a low speed incident, so both of those cars should be okay.
Should be A-OK to go. You know something that's better than A-OK, Tommy?
Well, what's that, Joe?
It's our friends at CircuitDiecast.com. You can now use code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more at CircuitDiecast.com. Again, that's code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. CircuitDiecast.com is your home for all your racing-related memorabilia needs. Right now, you can actually go over there and pre-order all the Racewin diecast from this previous weekend. If you get Bubba Wallace's first career victory, Brandon Brown's first career victory, as well as Tate Fogelman's first career victory diecast. Get all 3 of them. Use that code JTN at checkout. You'll receive free shipping. And remember, pre-orders are not billed until the item comes into stock. CircuitDiecast.com, your home for all your racing-related memorabilia needs. Code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. You also help support us at JTN by using that code, by making sure you use that code. You got to use it. But do highly recommend the folks at CircuitDiecast.com. It's also it's very important to pre-order diecast too. Let me tell you. I have to check later just to make sure that Bubba Wallace diecast I can still pre-order it. I'm assuming I will be able to, but you never know, because they cap the allotment on the pre-orders a lot of times. So you kind of got to be quick if it's probably if a championship diecast of a certain couple Hendrick drivers. You probably want to get on top of that one. But again, Circuit Diecast, they're the best. They are the best, undoubtedly. So, yeah. You also get IndyCar. I got my Elio Castroneves 500 win diecast on pre-order there.
Oh, terrific.
What cars do I have on pre-order? I have that one on pre-order. I have a couple 164s still on pre-order. Trying to think. I have AJ Allmendinger's Indianapolis win on pre-order. Brian Blaney's Michigan win on pre-order, because I was at those races. Tommy, I know you. I think you said you have one of the Kyle Larson race wins on pre-order.
That's right, the Las Vegas one.
So, you know, we're promoting it. We're sponsored by it, kind of. But we also use it. So again, CircleBdiecast.com. That's the best place. That's the only place to go for your diecast.
We're not just talking about it. We're being about it.
Yep. Gosh, I wish I had that advertisement for the Fake Racers podcast a couple weeks ago. It'd be a perfect segue. Don't need it though now, as we're going to be going back. Green flag racing. Todd Wilson with control. Green flag on lap 50 of 150. A third of the way through this one.
Okay, well here we go again. Now Wilson gonna have to fend off Nick Curry again. Really loose up to that time. That's probably the most sideways that he's been tonight off of turn number 2. So that 11 car's got a handful underneath of him.
Really burning off that right rear tire right now.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that too much or else you're going to eventually lose control. I mean, there's just no way you can hold on to that car where at least going still fast. Curry way up the racetrack.
Into the outside wall goes Nicholas Curry. Tyler Hunter slips on by. A little Valvoline action there between the 70 and the 2. Curry back to 4th.
Well, for Curry, it looked like he was going to get a good opportunity there to try and catch that 11 of Wilson, but boy, just a costly error right there. Split up the racetrack, and now he's back and forth. We talked about how important track position is. Well, you better hope he gets back there because 4th is going to be even more difficult to get back up front from.
Alright, don't look now. This 88 of Chin looking really strong. As I say that, of course, though, he makes contact with the outside wall. But don't sleep on that 88 Dirty Mo Cadillac.
Well, he's been doing a good job here tracking down Wilson. This time by pretty similar lap time, so that gap only about 0.4 of a second, which at Bristol is, you know, a significant amount, but still not that much.
Lincoln, you just might miss it.
That time about half a tenth faster for Chin in second. Looking pretty good. Things are kind of stacking up though. That battle for second is closing back up again. Tyler Hunter and of course Nick Curry kind of back into the fray there. The 70 right on the back of that 88.
And if you're Tyler Hunter, you're just trying to start to have some good races here. Didn't have the race that they wanted at Richmond or Darlington to start this round. Still comfortably, of course. Going to be moving on to the next round. Came into the race 30 points to the good. But still trying to start to build some of that momentum because like we talked about, Tommy, it's going to get harder and harder to advance in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. Nice finish tonight will really make you feel good about heading to Las Vegas next week. Just knowing that your path has changed. You're going ahead, straight ahead, forward, looking good. Car's running well, you're getting good finishes. And I can do a lot for you as a driver. A new round can be both a continuation of good things that happened in the old, or for some that have had a bad round, just a breath of fresh air, a chance to reset and recontrol your destiny.
A little bit of a log jam starting to happen here. Ryan Johnson all over the back bumper. Slowpoke as he's all over the back bumper of Nick Curry.
Johnson, he's made a couple moves. He's on the bottom of the racetrack here to try and get some spots here. So he's got some good speed and enough speed to kind of fight with these guys here up front, trying to get into that top 5.
I'm really impressed by this number 8 car of Slowpoke here tonight. Definitely not following the moniker that he's got there. He's looking pretty speedy.
He is looking pretty skinny. He's had to come from a long way. Didn't set a time in qualifying, and he actually started on the last row of the field, so it takes a lot to get back up there to the top 5 after starting that deep.
Oh, the Slingshot Mingus hitting the wall. Last couple laps here, coming off the corner. Contact with Mike Ireland. He goes around.
And for Slingshot, the troubles continue there. You saw it right in front of you. Just kind of lost it off of 4, down, bounced off of Ireland, and spun it out, and that's an unfortunate unfortunate retirement there for Slingshot.
And that will send his playoff hopes away. That means that the 12 will not advance to the next round of the playoffs. Couple guys coming down the pit lane here, Tommy. Ryan Johnson, first of them.
Yeah, Johnson at 59. Yeah, I mean, we just mentioned before that last caution the good speed he had. Well, here's an opportunity for him to do something a little bit different than the leaders with strategy here. We talked about how the leaders, at least with Todd Wilson, looks like they're going to wait until the end of stage 2 to pit. Here's Johnson coming in now. Probably Joe likely going to stay out at the end of stage 2 and try and keep that track position to start stage 3. Could be a strategy that, while in the short run he's not going to get any stage points, he doesn't really care about that. He's not. I don't believe he's in the playoffs. Is that correct?
No, he is not. So he's just going for a trophy.
Yeah, this is a pretty good strategy for him to try and do that.
Tommy, you got any good stories?
Well, what do you want? What kind of story do you want?
You got a Bristol story?
I do, yeah. Actually, I do. I remember one time a couple of years ago racing in the fast, I want to say at the time it was the Turn 4 Diecast Dash Series. It was a Xfinity Card series on Tuesday nights. And I think, well, I know for sure this had to have been under caution, but I think myself, Joseph Weaver, Davey Hazard, I know were 3 of the parties involved, but plus I think 4 other cars. I think we went 7 wide on the backstretch here at Bristol just for fun, and that was something to remember.
Seven wide?
7 wide.
How?
Well, mind you, it was under caution. But, yeah, no, I don't think we could have pulled that off during the green flag conditions at all. But
I don't think you can pull that off at any track, honestly.
No. Well, no, probably not.
Maybe some of the made up one.
Perhaps.
Well, hey, gonna be going back green flag racing with 4 laps to go in the stage. So it's gonna be a mad dash to get to that cutoff for those stage points. 5 laps to go in the stage. Tommy, it's about to get a little spicy here.
Yeah, here's really a big moment here for Todd Wilson. If he can keep his car under control, win that second stage. We get the green flag once again, but look at that hungry number 88 of Dave Chin right behind him. He's going to be trying to get back up to the front of this field. He won a stage 2, I believe, at Darlington a couple weeks ago. I'm sure he would like to do the same here tonight.
At a big moment coming off the corner. Tyler Hunter now all over the back bumper of that 88. 4 laps to go on the stage.
Hud way up the racetrack back there in 6th as the freshly tired Ryan Johnson behind him. That 59 might be trying to keep it just a little safe on these tires. You know, don't wear them out too much because we don't have much time left in this stage. And you know you're going to stay out maybe in the next segment, so might help yourself out here, a long-term strategy.
Just take it easy, you know?
Take it easy as you're on this extremely banked track filled with a bunch of other race cars going over 100 miles an hour.
It's just that simple.
Just that simple. Well, Chin has caught the 11 of Todd Wilson just a little bit here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, like we always talk about, catching him is one thing, passing him is another. Is Wilson, big moment off the corner. He takes the defensive line down to the corner. Chin backs off a little bit. Caution looks like it's out. This will conclude the stage.
So actually a pretty exciting finish, just 2 right there. Todd Wilson Kind of lighting them up out of 4 there, still hung on to that stage victory once again. It's just another one in the bag for that 11 team, and boy, it doesn't look like, at least on these short tracks, Joe, anyone's got anything for them.
They haven't had too much for them all season long. That 11 car dominant everywhere we go. Everyone going to come down the pit lane. Careful of that commitment line.
It can catch people out. I know it's happened before, and it'll happen again. Not sure what the rules are at this racetrack specifically, but I can't be too careful.
88 missed his box.
That's going to be a herder for track position.
Oh, man.
Speaking of track position, Slowpoke so far has stayed out probably to lead a lap. So we'll see if he comes down and pits this next time here. And that would give the lead to Brian Johnson like we thought, staying out here under yellow after a pit stop late in the going in stage number 2. That being said, Slowpoke staying out this time.
I think he'd pit around lap 60, so he would be good to go to the end of the race.
All right, well, there you go.
88 comes back down the pit lane. Costly mistake there for the driver. Tommy, you want to dial up our stage 2 winner?
Well, sure thing. Let's see if we can get him back in here. Todd Wilson in that 11 team. Firing on all cylinders once again. It got a little sketchy there, coming out of 4 in that last lap coming to that stage finish, but you held on. Todd, you got 4 fresh tires on there. You fixed your damage. How do you feel for the rest of the race, knowing that you're going to have a little bit of ground to make up to get back towards the front?
Oh, yeah, you're right, Tommy. It's not going to be an easy task. I think I'm going to be like P8 here somewhere on this restart. But I do have a fresh right rear tire. I've made some adjustments on the car, like you say, got the damage fixed. So hopefully things will go our way and I can stay out of trouble.
Are you going to start using the front bumper of that 11 car? It looks mighty clean right now.
Well, if it's the 2 car, I will.
Okay. Hey, I don't blame you. That dude I heard is a Ohio State fan, so I don't blame you.
That's exactly my point.
There you go. Todd, good luck here. Try to make your way back up through the field.
All right, thanks, guys. Enjoy the final stage.
We will. Todd Wilson. Stage 2 winner, Stage 1 winner, looking for his 2nd straight sweep of the race, Tommy.
He's got a lot of work to get there, though, Joe. Not going to be quite the easy task like it was at Richmond. Bristol's a whole different ballgame, especially with how these differing strategies are playing out. You're going to watch this all unfold right here on JTN. We're up to 10 likes, which is pretty good. Good to see the double digits out here. Appreciate that support from the fans at home.
And if you like Ohio State, you can hit like on the video.
I suppose.
I'll take it. Gosh, where do I go to university?
I wonder.
Slowpoke coming back to the green. First time a car other than the 11 has been out front here on the restart. Down and away we go. Green flag once again. Big move to the inside by the 68 at 00.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. You mentioned it earlier, Slowpoke not too slow around here. Johnson applying a little bit of pressure. A lot of shuffling there. Mike Ireland going backwards.
Not the restart that the short track star, or dirt track star, was looking for.
No, and up in that high lane, gets a little loose right there. He's really caught up there. Jazzed it up, but lost all of positions. And it's so tough to get stuck on the outside lane. There's just no grip up there. It's not the fastest way around this racetrack, certainly, with this version of Bristol. So, really, really difficult situation there. But credit to Ireland there for holding on to that car. It was a handful.
A handful.
Many handfuls.
Back up front, Slowpoke trying to hold off Ryan Johnson. Johnson tries to stick the nose to the inside of that 8, not able to do so. That 8 car getting a really good drive off the corners right now, Tommy.
He really is. You know, he's a little bit slow on entry compared to Johnson. You saw that last time in turn number 3, but it's helping him get a good exit. And, boy, I'll tell you what, you got Coke in the lead with Buffalo Wild Wings in second. That's a good combination.
You can't get Coke at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Is that right?
That is.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I was unaware. So I would say this is a rivalry we got going on.
It's still a good combo.
Vanilla Coke, nonetheless.
Nonetheless.
Solomon up the racetrack just a little bit. Menifee, it opens the door for him. Not going to be close enough to make a move, though. How about Solomon, that 0.4080? Went for a spin cycle earlier, but this time, oh man, you really got to hold on to that car against the wall.
Tyler Hunter now to the inside. Nick Curry to the inside off the corner. Todd Wilson going to be to the inside.
Johnson was looking again up there for the lead. Again, Slowpoke doing a good job of just fending him off, placing his car in the right position where Johnson can't really make a move without using the chrome horn. Still got about 60 laps left this time by, so no urgency yet, but you want to start thinking forward here. Maybe Johnson's going to be more aggressive as this race goes on.
Why would you say that? Why would you think that?
That's short track racing, baby. Hunter makes the move for third, fourth, a new position between third and fourth.
Nick Curry now working on Havlin in that 68.
Curry's kind of, he's kind of making his way up through the field, and boy, right behind him is Todd Wilson following through that number 2 car, and that's something at Bristol that's pretty important. Curry on the apron a little bit. Havlin into the wall out of 2. That's going to slow his momentum. Curry side by side should get the position here, indeed he does. And along with him, Wilson. And Dave Chen's going to get by as well. And some action brewing up front. Here comes Johnson for the lead. He's going to get around Slowpoke. So that 59 car making the strategy work. Lap number 95 takes the lead.
By golly, Tommy, we're under yellow.
What an action-packed little run we had there, Joe. All over the field, some great battles coming on here at Richmond.
It's Bristol.
At Bristol.
Bell spin there, Dave Chin. Sullivan nowhere to go, makes contact. Other than that, though, not too heavy a damage there on that 88 or 040 cars. Look. We see 88. I wonder if that was the Bristol bump.
You know, it could be. That's
about where it is.
That's one of the fundamentals here that you've got to be aware of for. No matter what, at Bristol, there's just a certain bump in the pavement here, the concrete here, that just makes these cars get upset. Go around, Johnny. There's almost nothing you can do to save it.
You like the Bristol bump? I don't think
No,
you're
I
probably
don't
not a
like
fan.
I'm not a fan, and I've gotten caught out by it too many times.
I was a fan of it at one point because I should have won a race because of it. 2 liters wrecked because the guy on the bottom hit it, but then I always tell this story when we're here at Bristol. I'm still heartbroken to this. Anyways, what am I talking about? I don't know.
That's not the one. That isn't the one where something to do with like getting black flagged because passing the pace car.
That's the pace car at the end on the white flag lap because I thought I had crossed the line before the caution came out, so I was racing the other guy back in my mind.
That's a herder.
Yeah, you know. But the admin of the race was one of the ones involved in the wreck, so heaven forbid I win. Welcome in, James Sykes. Happy to see you here once again. Hope you're enjoying your Wednesday night. Corwin Tipper also tuning in earlier to get to shout you out earlier. Still tuning in. Thank you for watching. And of course, always Steve Rubino, making sure to give us that like on the video. Always appreciate Steve. He's the man.
Oh yeah, very much appreciated.
Have Hobo Racing's Cup Series finale in November. Just got that deal signed yesterday. Hit a big milestone internally here at JTN. That was pretty fun, pretty cool. As we get ready to go back green flag racing with Ryan Johnson. Gonna have control, but he's got newer tires right behind him now.
Yeah, there's new tires he's going to have to watch out for. Now, we saw the ability of Todd Wilson to stay up there on fresh tires, even with a couple rows back having new tires behind him. But I think Johnson's got some good speed. You know, after getting around Slowpoke last time, he was able to pull away a little bit. Let's see what he can do this time. Coming out of turn number 4, ready to go back green here again. It's going to be 50 laps to go on the dot. Green flag back out of Bristol.
Everybody gets through turns 1 and 2 clean that time. Johnson out to about a 2-car length lead over Tyler Hunter. No love lost between those two after a Darlington incident.
Yeah, certainly not. And this is the kind of place where if you're not on the best of terms with someone, you can get even. But we've seen that before. Might see it again tonight. But to get that, Hunter's got to catch up to him. Thus far, Johnson out to about a 3.5-tenth lead.
Further on back, Todd Wilson gets by Jeremy Menifee for position. Move Wilson back up inside the top 5.
I'll tell you what, Wilson's had his work cut out for him, but he's done a good job getting his way up through the field, as well as Nick Curry in that 2-car. He's up in 3rd place right now on that bumper of Hunter, and I'm sure he wants to take away that 2nd place and get some more distance between him and Todd Wilson, because Curry, I think he would really like to show that he can not only race with but beat Todd Wilson.
Wilson to the inside of Slowpoke makes that pass, move him up to 4th. Here he comes.
You can really see these laps just tick away as we stay green here. I mean, just a moment ago I said it was going to be 50 to go. Well, in a couple laps time, in about a minute, instead of stopwatch, in about a minute, we're going to have just 40 laps to go. And as that time winds down, the pressure's going to start to build. These drivers are going to feel it. They know that if they're going to make moves to get towards the front and win this race, they're going to have to start going now, because it's hard to pass here. And you might need to make your move well before the end of this thing. Just, you know, because you have some fresher tires. Later on in the race, you might not have that same grip and the ability to make moves.
And Tommy, what do you... As this run goes on, these cars, the handling's gonna change, and it will end up being, knock on wood, our longest green flag run of the night. These guys haven't experienced the long run under green. They're gonna start treading into a danger zone.
Right. Well, I mean, for the guys that stay out most of that first run there up until the end of stage 2, like Todd Wilson, Tyler Hunter to the inside, they're trying to get to a nose on Johnson there for the lead. But I was going to say with Todd Wilson, you know, he kind of felt his car getting loose, so he at least had something to go off of. We didn't see anything noticeably blatant on other cars, ill handling wise, and so if they didn't adjust for anything, it could be a big unknown how these cars are going to feel. There's Wilson poking a nose on the inside of Curry. He's there with a quarter.
Side by side going down into turn 3. Wilson still there, slides up the track a little bit. Curry slides up as well. With Todd Wilson up into the 3rd position.
Boy, and that was a textbook pass right there by Todd Wilson. That's how you get it done at Bristol. He's back up to 3rd place now. Just 2 cars separate him from that lead, and another sweep 2 weeks in a row, both the stages and the race. But to do it, like I said, he's got to get through that 70 of Tyler Hunter and that 59 of Ryan Johnson.
Is the urgency ramping up for Tyler Hunter to try to find a way around Ryan Johnson?
Well, especially now with that 11 behind him, yeah, I would say so. He had an attempt a couple laps ago, didn't quite work out for him. He's got to regroup and try and not focus too much on that 11 behind you. Oh, we got a big time problem on turn 2. Oh no, Wilson on his roof.
Wilson up and over on his roof. Ryan Johnson still stuck on his roof. He retires.
Oh my goodness, an absolute calamity has unfolded in the closing stages of this race. Oh my goodness. Wow.
What happens here? 88 gonna go for a self spin off of turn number 2. Ryan Johnson, nowhere to go. Tyler Hunter runs into him. Nowhere to go. It's on down the back straightaway.
Oh, I mean, that is a tough place to be. I mean, that's right in the racing line where he spun down. I mean, you could hold the brake right there, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be hard to see around that corner. Nothing Dave Chin could have done differently after that spin. That's just a heartbreaker for all these guys who worked so hard to get towards the front, like Ryan Johnson there on strategy. Of course, you saw the 11 of Todd Wilson upside down. Brutal, brutal incident here. Big benefactor here in that incident, Nick Curry up there, as well as Mike Ireland. Able to get through that incident there. Boy, but what a hard incident. Cars flying in the air.
Not very often you see cars flying through the air at Bristol.
Certainly not.
I have to think there might be some damage as we went on board with Nick Curry there to that 2.
Boy, yeah, he kept it straight, but definitely some contact there. You got to wonder a little bit there, how much is it? Is it going to affect him too bad? Of course, we know how important track position is. Staying up there seems like a pretty good idea for now, as long as you're not down on pressure or anything like that. You can keep it going straight. Your temps are fine. I think you should be okay. There's no smoke billowing out of that 2 car just yet, anyway.
Well, he's got Valvoline in it. I'm sure that motor oil's definitely helping with the integrity of that motor. Talk about a shakeup in the closing stages of this one, though. We'll be going back green with roughly 30 laps to go. And now Nick Curry takes over the lead for the first time tonight.
A big-time shakeup indeed. You know, it looked like Todd Wilson was going to be on the hunt there on Tyler Hunter, as well as the leader at the time, Ryan Johnson. But now both of those guys pretty much out of the equation at this point. Johnson having to retire. Just too much damage to that 59. So now it's the Nick Curry show back up front, and we'll see if he can hold off the rest of this field that, you know, look at Ireland there, Menifee in third. A couple guys who are in the top 3 that we haven't really seen up there all night long.
Pace car lights are out. We'll go back green flag with 30 laps to go in this one.
I love when the numbers work out perfectly like that.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's very nice.
Remember tonight, too, folks, overtime is a possibility.
I think we might see it. I just
Maybe.
have a hunch. I don't know.
Yes.
A long way to go, though. 30 laps, I mean, that's, you know, it is a short track, and the laps are fast, but that's still a decent way to go for things to shake and shimmy about here.
Get some extra free action here tonight on JT, and Nick Curry with control. Back down and away we go. Green flag once again. Wheel spin from the 00. Menifee to his inside.
Ireland, we saw a handful hanging onto that car earlier on the top line. Right now running in second, the best he's done all night. Taking a little bit of a higher line through the corners. Not sure if that's just because of the setup, you know, he has to run it up there. Or maybe he prefers it up there, but so far it's working good. The gap's been consistent to Menifee after a difficult start.
Really, the field spaced out here on this restart, Tommy. Everyone got away okay and now kind of stabilizing about where they are.
Oh, there goes Landy Pavlin there on a move for, looks like 4th place on Solomon. So that 68 car making some moves here late.
Wilson goes on by Solomon as well, so he's back up inside the top 5.
Wilson's still one of the fastest cars on track. Doesn't look like that damage from that rollover affected him too much, but boy, I mean, time's winding down. He's still got a long way to go, but at least he's back in that top 5.
Gonna have to scratch and claw his way to get back up inside the top 5. Now to the inside of Landy Pavlin. Little smoke there on those left side tires of Wilson. He goes on by, though, off the 4.
Wilson is hustling. A big move right there. He's just cutting through this field. Menifee up next. That's for 3rd place, and of course, an interview position at the end of the race.
Slowpoke further on back, looking to the inside of Solomon for position.
Oh, a little bit of contact there. Oh no, Hunter involved. 2 cars around in the front straightaway. We're still green. Let's see if these guys can get righted and we stay that way. So far, looks like we will. Only here comes the leader Curry. Both cars on the apron. We stay green.
Wilson now going to the inside of Menifee. Cars coming back up on the track.
Boy, chaos.
A little bit. Todd Wilson right now is hustling that 11 car around this track.
That time by 0.3 of a second faster than Curry. Of course, Joe, a little bit of lap traffic involved, maybe some uncertainty there, but either way, that 11, it's still got life in it.
And look at the great run that this 00 Mike Ireland is having. Second straight week in a row now with a great run going, looking to close it out here from Bristol.
Yeah, it was kind of a non-factor all night, but things towards the end here went his way. Got that good track position, kept the car pretty clean tonight as well, and he's able to hang on to second thus far, but a hard-charging Todd Wilson that time by 0.2 of a second faster. So he's coming for that second place. I know he wants first. Gonna be hard though, 19 laps to go. And caution is out.
That might help.
That's definitely gonna help. Tyler Hunter slow. Might have been an incident involving the 70.
Goes for a little spin here by himself.
Boy, oh boy. Well, that's going to bunch up the field once again, and also keep in mind that Curry, Ireland, they didn't pit on that big caution on the back straightaway. Todd Wilson basically had to, but he's also got fresh tires, so something to take note of here.
I'm taking the notes, Tommy. I'm taking the notes. A restart, too. We saw that 00 of Ireland. He didn't get off to the best restart last time by, something that the Wilson right behind him and obviously the rest of this field's going to have to look out for.
Well, definitely. If Wilson can capitalize on that and get into that second position as soon as he can, well, then it's all a game of just chasing down Nick Curry, who we know is on older tires, might have a little bit of damage as well from that incident. Don't know for sure. But that last run, Wilson was certainly the fastest car on track. The opportunity is there. It seemed like, here comes Curry, maybe a fake pit? Or, yeah, that's what I figured.
he was trying to make us think.
Yeah, no, that would have been a head scratch a little bit there, but Curry stays out in the lead.
It's all in Hunter come down.
It was going to be a tough task for Wilson to get back up towards the front, but he's done everything right, and I think if this had stayed green to the end, maybe it would have been more difficult, but not impossible. Now it starts to look like a real possibility that that 11 car can get back to the front of the field.
Only 8 cars remaining on track 2 of our 16 that started this event, Tommy. It's been a race of nutrition, as you would say.
Oh, it really has. These guys who are getting all their carbohydrates and proteins for this race day here, reaping the rewards of that, and making sure they get all their food groups in for the start of tonight's action, benefiting them greatly.
What's your favorite carbohydrate?
Good bread perhaps is overlooked.
Yes.
It's very good when done right, and my father makes terrific loaves of bread, and especially sourdough. And my goodness,
my! Oh
it's
no!
Out of this world. It's out of this world.
You're speaking my love language, sourdough bread. Ooh. Might just snag me a loaf of that.
Yeah. Well, Nick Curry's trying to snag this victory here, but to do it, he's going to have to hang on for probably when we go back green here, Joe. I'm going to call it 12 laps to go, maybe 13.
Yeah. These car lights are off.
So yeah, 13 laps to go. Yeah.
And don't forget, Tommy, your favorite segment of the night is fast approaching.
I'm going to try not to forget this time. But certainly, yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. And that's when it's really going to be crunch time. We'll see at that point where Wilson is. Can he catch Curry? But first, he's got to go around Ireland. So a lot of questions, a lot of drama here late in the going.
And just to follow up real quick on that bread story, James agrees with you in chat. So.
Oh, yeah. James, you've got your priorities in order, let me tell you.
Curry with control here on the restart. Ireland second, Todd Wilson third. Ireland right up on the back bumper of Curry. Back down and away we go. Green flag, wheel spin for the 0-0. Wilson's there to the inside, down to 1.
Well, like we were kind of thinking maybe would happen, Ireland with a poor restart. That allowed Wilson to get up to that second position in a flash. And now it's the 11 and the 2. Going to have to battle this one out to the end. 12 laps to go.
That 11 car is quicker, but just because you're quicker, you're faster, doesn't mean you can make that pass. Curry going to do everything in his power to keep that 11 of Wilson behind him.
Boy, and you can really see the gap close over these past 2 laps. There's no doubt Wilson's faster. He's on pressure tires. But, is he going to get there? Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much there. But is he going to pass him? We have to wait and see. And how does he pass him?
Here on your TWB 10 to go, head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com. From porches to patios to more for all your outdoor lighting needs. That's GardenLightsDirect.com, 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 DWB 10 to go.
Yes, indeed. There you go. Well, it is underneath 10 to go now. Just 9 laps remaining. When you subtract 2 from 11, you get 9. Well, it's the 2 and 11 up front right here with 9 laps to go. Wilson looking to the inside on exit.
He's there. It's just going to be if he's going to be aggressive late in the going here, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, the playoff picture-wise, you can get yourself some playoff points here. So there's nothing to play for, even though both these drivers are already, locked into the next round necessarily. Caution waves once again, though, Joe, and we might be headed towards the fringe of overtime, perhaps. Either way, racing back towards the line. Curry leads it this time. But this race is not going to be over just yet.
To replay that in. Tommy, did you catch the incident? Oh, Tyler Hunter around. Once again here. To go for a self spin. Hard contact with the outside wall. He is out of this one.
Rough finish to this event here for Tyler Johnson and Tyler Hunter and that 70 team. Also for Ryan Johnson, the 59 as well. But either way, man, like we said, pretty much the playoff picture, it's set right now. So not a huge loss, but again, you're looking for good finishes to just kind of feel good about yourself heading into the next round. Not the finish that 70 team would have wanted, but either way, Hunter gotta be happy to be done with Bristol, to go back to the race shop and relax this week.
Well, we're going to be heading to Sin City next week with the All-Star Racing Cup Series. Join us on next Wednesday night, October the 13th, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will be covering the first race of the second round of the 2021 playoffs. Next time we're live, though, here on JTN, it's tomorrow night, Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Won't want to miss that one, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time as well. Of course, all these races upcoming presented by our friends at TWB Technologies. Together, we are better, and you can only find them right here on JTN. Had a hiccup come up there in the middle of that one, Tommy, and I got through it like a trooper.
No, I didn't notice it. That's pretty all right. I'll tell you what, that's professionalism right here.
Professionalism. That's why we're talking about it now after it's already occurred.
Well, I'll tell you what. Nick Curry's going to have a really difficult time trying to stave off Todd Wilson. But from that little bit at the end of the run there, while Wilson was there, Curry was relentless. He was not giving in. And we've got definitely a fight on our hands, and with probably just a restart from this caution, that's going to only be 2 laps to go when we go back green from it.
And we will move into overtime.
Right. But Curry is in a good position, though.
Mm-hmm. No, I like having the lead on a restart, single file restarts. He's been able to get good jumps on the restarts. Just going to be a matter of if he can sustain it. Are we moving into overtime?
Well, taking a look at that pace car, the lights are off. I would assume we are.
As we're working lap, what, 149 or 150?
149 right now. It'll be 150 when we get back to the green. So
okay.
It is going to be a green-white checker right here.
Here we go.
So here we go.
Nick Curry with control. Todd Wilson dominated the early portion of this race, looking to get back to the lead to try to sweep the stages once again. Green flag, we're back underway. Wilson already looking to the inside, down into 1.
Curry didn't have quite the great start that we've seen him get before. Wilson's right there. Oh, but he gets a little loose there on the back straightaway. Going to lose a lot of time. That gives Curry a huge advantage heading to the white flag.
Big crash off of turn number 4. Slow poke around. We stay green.
This is going to be the finish of the race right here. Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
What a finish.
Well, boy howdy. That 11 car of Wilson was very, very close. He probably needed, just a lap or two more, but ran out of time. Congratulations, Nick Curry. Well done to him for holding off that 11 team who has shown a lot of pace over these past 2 weeks.
Burn it down, Nicholas Curry, winner here in Bristol. And hey, I think this exact same paint scheme won a few weeks ago here at Bristol. He was a good luck charm. He is enjoying himself.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't? Big win there tonight, showing that he can be a force here in these playoffs as we go forward. And certainly going to be a tough challenge there from Todd Wilson, but there's one of them he was able to hold off. So as we go forward here to Vegas next week, we'll continue this so far exciting playoff battle.
Exciting playoff battle. You won't want to miss any of it right here on JTN. Make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Actually gained a subscriber tonight, so thank you. That was, don't have those notifications on our stream. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. If this was your first time, thank you so much for watching. Howdy, Steve. Hope you had a fantastic night watching some JTN. Hope you join us again tomorrow night with Bomb Squad Cup Series action, where we, myself, and Ricky with those guys at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Results coming up on your screen momentarily. Talk with our top 3 drivers after this one.
Speaking of those top 3 and the results, big shout out to Mike Ireland in that 00 hanging on for 3rd place.
Second straight 3rd place.
Was a rough start to the night, but he really found his way. Kind of like at Richmond, just when it mattered towards the end, he was able to capitalize on some other drivers' misfortunes and capture that 3rd place finish.
Indeed, Tommy. All right, let's try to... You want to go play the old Wrangler?
Sure, let me go see if I can get some willing participants here.
Looks like here they come.
Beautiful.
Let's bring in our... Oh, no. Mike, why do we always interrupt you? Why are we this bad at our job?
I missed qualifying. I didn't plan on doing that, but dinner was late.
Well, we're talking with Mike Ireland, our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Let's talk about your race, because there is that big wreck with all the leaders. You were able to capitalize, snake your way through there, and come out of this race with a 3rd place finish. That's got to feel really good for you and the 00 team.
Yeah, like I said, I had dinner a little late, so I never qualified. Otherwise, I wanted to qualify to be a little closer to the front, because I was constantly missing wrecks or mishaps. So yeah, but I knew I had a good car, and then at the end there, I thought I'd never see Todd again after he spun around. But yeah, I had a little damage myself and my tires were a little wore out. So, but I thought, no, I'm not going back to the back of the pack again.
Well, you talked about it there, missing qualifying, and I think that really lends itself really good to this next question. How important is track position here at Bristol?
Oh, it's a big deal here, because I even picked up one piece of damage back there. I thought I got slowed down, but I hit some. Well, I was slowed down pretty good, but I still got some damage. So, yeah, being at the back was not the place to be here.
Was not the place to be, but thankfully you got all the way up inside the top 3 for the second week in a row. A third place finish for you, Mike. Congratulations on that. And before we let you go, the floor is yours. If you got any folks to thank, now's the time to do so.
Oh, I don't know. Guess thanks for the wife for letting me race. Yeah. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I knew I have a good setup here usually, and I do pretty good. So I wasn't worried. I can drive the track. So that's how I'm able to weave through all the cars and mayhem.
Well, Mike, again, congratulations on another great run, building some momentum here in the playoffs as we get ready to enter the next round at Las Vegas next week. Good luck there at Vegas, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us after this one. Mike Ireland, third place finisher here from Bristol. We now bring in the guy that was going for 2 straight sweeps. Couldn't get the brooms out, though, here tonight. Driver the number 11, Todd Wilson. Todd, what went wrong?
Well, where do I start? After a pretty good stage 1 and stage 2, we started pretty deep in the field at the start of stage 3. And I was just trying to work my way up through there. We had a good car. I had made a couple of adjustments on that last stop to help tighten the car up a little bit to where I could get some better drive off. And I had made it up to P3, I believe, and there was a crash in front of us that took out the leader and the second place car, and I was in third. I had avoided the guy that was in second place, and anyway, I think I must have gotten hit from behind. I haven't went back to look at the replay, and anyway, we went tumbling, and I was able to come in, get most of the damage fixed, and somehow the thing was still good enough to finish P2. So I have no idea how that happened. So I guess it's some TRD power.
Not often you can flip at Bristol in general and then still finish up inside the top 3 in second. But is there any part of this night that was maybe frustrating? Led the most laps, 77 of the 151 that we ended up running. Is there any frustration coming out of tonight? Is it trying to have some morale boosted with another great run here? Is there what's the feeling coming out of tonight here at Bristol?
Yeah, I find solace in the fact that we were able to get back up to P2. To tell you the truth, once we had that extended pit stop, and I really channeled my frustration, which wasn't really directed to any driver in particular. I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And anyway, I tried to focus on channeling that frustration into trying to recover and get a good finish. And I think P2 will take that. Nick was really strong. I did have 4 new tires there at the end, and I thought that was going to help, and I think it certainly did. I needed a couple of more laps, I think, to get by Nick. I could tell his stuff was wearing out pretty good, but he's a great driver, and the only way you're going to get by him at one of these tracks is if he makes a mistake. And we were both, I think we both gave it everything that we had on that final restart, and so I didn't leave. I gave it all I had.
Definitely did. We were waiting for you to just absolutely send it down into that last corner. You did, almost got at least even with them coming off of turn 4, just not enough there at the end, not enough time to try to make that pass for the lead. But Todd, again, congratulations on yet another great run. Obviously, the guy that I think is the hottest, has the most momentum going into the next round of the playoffs. But before we let you go, you know the drill. Floor is yours.
Yeah, well, thanks to you guys at JTN for covering us in our playoffs, and it's hard to believe that we're already about to go to the round of 12 and headed to Las Vegas next week, and that's we need to carry some momentum into Las Vegas and Sin City, so I think we'll have a good shot. We normally run pretty good there, so but there'll be a lot of other fast guys there too, so it's going to be a great race, great round of 12. It's going to be a great championship. So, stay tuned for, more great racing. shout out to my family and friends who were watching tonight. And I wish I could have got one more spot, but just came up a little short. Congrats to Nick, on the win tonight, and thanks to Postal, our admin on Wednesday nights, admin extraordinaire. He does a fantastic job, so shout out to him as well.
He got all of the scoring and official equipment from Las Vegas back out to Bristol in record time. It was like maybe 2 minutes. I don't know how he does it, but Todd, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us after this one. And congratulations on yet another great run. Bunch of playoff points here tonight. And,
Thank you. Hey, and by the way, that was FedEx. I have to get a sponsor plug in.
No.
That's what it was, right?
FedEx. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But Todd, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us after this one. Congratulations yet again on another great finish.
Thanks, guys.
Todd Wilson, driver the number 11, M&M's Fudge Brownie, Toyota, second place finish tonight. We now bring in our race winner. He's gone down in victory lane. He's been presented the big trophy, the sword, driver the number 2 Valvoline Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 LE, Nicholas Curry. Well, did you think you were gonna win that race? When that wreck happened, did you think you weren't gonna win that race? Was it an up and down night? Take us through the night, Nick.
Well, I usually I like Bristol a lot, and I tend to run pretty decent here. And I was right behind Todd the majority of the first and second stage, and I had a big moment. So at some point in the race, it was a little before halfway. I had a little bit of a wiggle and chased it up the track and lost about 5 spots. So I had to rebound slowly and managed to do that, and managed to get up front by some strategy. And yeah, I had some pretty old tires there at the end, and he was on newer tires. I think I had about 70 laps on mine, and I gave it all I had on that last restart, man. I had it floored, and my car was sideways, and we were both loose. I saw Todd in my mirror about to spin out. I saw his door number on the straightaway, so yeah, that wasn't good. But yeah, heck of a job by everyone putting this together tonight, and it's a good race.
It was a great race, and let's talk about your race because you were fast all night long doing the 11. What was the mindset after that big wreck? Shuffles things up, it gets you to the lead. How are you racing? Are you driving any different than when you were trying to become the leader? Was there anything different you're doing behind the wheel, or are you just kind of always steady with the way you're driving the car here?
Yeah, there I was patient. I knew I didn't want to use my stuff up because we'd most likely get another caution. So, and I saw Todd back there making progress through the field on his new tires. So I tried to save a little bit. And with Bristol, it's mainly a rhythm track. If you get thrown off your rhythm, you're going to be down a couple tenths. So I just tried to keep a steady rhythm and not use all my tires, especially the rear tires. I had no rear tire left there at the end of the race.
I was going to say the back end of that car definitely did not look very stable.
Yep.
Towards the end there, but one last question for you, because track position was really the key all night long, and after the end of stage 2, you guys were obviously made your first pit stops give up the track position. Why do you think track position is so important here?
I think it's important because this Bristol in particular seems to be a one-lane track. Mainly the bottom is very strong, and it's very difficult to get anything to happen on the outside. I tried fighting Todd earlier in the race when we had pitted after the second stage and didn't have any luck. So everyone's just fighting to get to the bottom.
Everyone fighting to get to the bottom, but only one guy was able to get to victory lane tonight. You just heard from Nicholas Curry, driver number 2. Nick, before we let you go, though, you've been here before. You've been in victory lane tons here on JTN now, it seems like. Floor is yours, buddy.
Well, as always, I like to give you guys a good shout out. Thank you guys for coming along and covering us, putting this race together. Nelson, heck of a job adminning tonight. I know it's pretty stressful when it's Bristol and you got to worry about managing a bunch of drivers. So, he did a great job, and all the guys tonight just getting along, and it was a good race, and I'm glad it went smoothly. So
it was a great race with a great winner and a great interview at the end of it. Nick, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. Congratulations once again on the victory. A bunch of momentum going into the next round. Good luck next week at Las Vegas.
Yeah, thank you. Go Buckeyes.
Nicholas Curry just lost all of his brownie points with us here on JT. How's that? Nick, I left you in here because I wanted to make sure you heard that.
Oh, I know.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Just, go blue. But, anyways, Tommy, another fantastic race weekend. Race day here with the All-Star Racing Cup Series. Going to Las Vegas next week, though, and that is definitely a place where you know a thing or two about how to run that track.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. Opportunity for these drivers to roll the dice out there. Boy, I'll tell you what, tonight, it was the Todd Wilson show early on, like it seemed to be at Richmond, but it didn't turn out that way. A lot of twists and turns around here. It kept it interesting, kept it fun, and shout out to all these drivers for running a good race out here, and hopefully all the fans at home enjoyed.
I think all the fans at home did enjoy, and if you enjoyed and you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button on the video and subscribe to us here on JTN. But all that being said, that'll do it for us here tonight from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Can't thank you enough for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Tommy Bordeaux. I've been Joe Twansky. Have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday night, and we hope to see you guys next time right here live on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh, Maverick! They're wide!
Who is that?
Turn 4 into the tri-oval. Whitehill is through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
All right, and they're wrecking behind them. We got cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, but it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Comes Musa. Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's going to use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're going to be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Musa gets it.